For years now, tech companies have been pushing to make larger and larger smartphones. This started with Samsung when it released its first Note device, and has continued this year with HTC and Sony. Now, the HTC One Max is the latest plus-sized handset, featuring a sizable 5.9-inch Full HD display. That's over an inch bigger than the original one's 4.7-inch Full HD display. Visually, you can see the Max looks a lot like the original HTC One, having a metal frame and white plastic sides. However, there have been key additions outside of its increased 165 by 83 by 10.3mm measurements and 217 gram weight. First off, you can see it has a fingerprint scanner on its back. However, it's important to note the scanner on the Max is very different to the Touch ID scanner seen on the Apple iPhone 5S. This is because it's capacitive, meaning it actually reads the physical grooves in your finger when you track it down, and doesn't read the sublayers of your skin. Overall, using it, we haven't been too impressed with the scanner on the HTC Max. As you can see, we can only really use one of our fingers, and it has trouble reading it. You see here it's not actually picking up my fingerprint scan, despite me rubbing it constantly. It's also designed to let you shortcut certain applications to each finger. However, even me, with a fairly reasonably sized hand, can only really reach it with two of my fingers, meaning its inclusion is fairly superfluous and we're not big fans. One thing we are a fan of is the fact that HTC's made it so you have a removable backplate, which grants access to the micro SD card slot, meaning you can upgrade its inbuilt 16GB or 32GB of storage. Once the phone is actually powered up, you can see, like the original one, the Max has a great display, even compared to other top-end phablets, like the Galaxy Note 3. Colours on it appear vibrant, and the icons are crisp. On top of that, it has very good viewing angles, meaning as a media consumption device, it's great. Past this though, the specifications of the Max are close to identical to that of the original one, with it featuring the same 1.7 GHz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 600 processor and 2GB of RAM. HTC has upgraded the battery on the Max to deal with the increased size. However, it's worth noting, as you would on the Galaxy Note 3, you need a high output plug to make it charge quickly, and if you use a regular smartphone charger, it will take a bit of time. In terms of actual battery life, we found with heavy use you could kill the HTC One Max within about 6 to 8 hours. However, with more regular use, it generally lasts about a day off one charge. The HTC One Max comes with Android 4.3. Now, while KitKat is on the horizon, 4.3 is still the latest version at the moment, and it is a fairly nice one for businesses, coming with a few custom tweaks that make it a bit more productive and a bit better for corporate use. The chief of these is the multiple account options. Now, multiple accounts were added on 4.2, however they didn't have separate rights management options. This has been fixed on 4.3, meaning that the devices only can set up multiple accounts and control what rights each one has, letting you do things like block in-app purchases or access to third-party marketplaces. Camera-wise, the HTC One Max comes with the same 4 megapixel or ultra pixel, as HTC likes to say, camera. This means that while it doesn't have a great pixel count, it does take good photos in low light, especially compared to other competing smartphones, with only Nokia's Lumia's really giving it any challenge. For this reason, while you wouldn't use it for professional purposes outside of blogging or uploading to social media sites, it is still more than good enough. While HTC hasn't radically upgraded the One Max's specs, it's still a very good phone, and performance-wise we haven't noticed any real issues. Applications open instantly, and it can run even the most demanding of games available on the Google Marketplace. That said, being expensive and costing over £500, it is still a top-end device, and given the increased dimensions which make it fairly awkward to hold and make phone calls on, unless you really do need a big screen-aimed smartphone, we wouldn't recommend it and would still prefer the HTC One. I'm Alistair Stevenson, thanks for watching.